in that point of time together, we're going to do this us against the world. And that's skateboarding.
I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Grindline Skateparks. We design and build concrete skateboard parks, and we give communities a place to skate. It's important because today's youth are underserved and need a positive influence in their life. At Grindline, we've designed and built about 350 to 375 skate parks. In the city of Seattle, there's the Seattle Center skate park that we built. There's Delridge, which we designed and built. There's Jefferson Skate Park, which we designed. Design and construction of River City Skate Park. Judkins Skate Park. And there's the Ballard Bowl, which we built. We constructed Rocks Hill Park in West Seattle. Crown Hill, little skate spot, we did that one. Grindline was founded by Mark Hubbard, also known as Monk. Monk and a group of other guys just wanted to take matters into their own hands. So it was a combination of being involved in some DIY projects and also enlisting in the trades and learning how to finish concrete and play shotcrete and things like that. And then eventually incorporating and forming a legit company.
I learned how to do drainage work. I learned how to do rebar and structural steel. I learned how to do shotcrete. I wasn't like doing nozzleman or nothing, but I was in there in the hole when we were doing shotcrete, and I seen the guys plaster it, and I seen them put on the tiles, and I put on the pool coping, and we did decks, and we built bowls, you know, 1986.
The West Side Bowl, the way that kind of came about was Mark and a group of friends were doing a renegade project under the bridge at Schmitz Park in West Seattle, and they got all the way up to being ready to pour concrete, and the cops showed up and shut them down.
And then the cops came right when we were, you know, of course, pouring the concrete, and they kicked us all out.
From what I heard, kind of out of the blue, there was a man who lived in West Seattle, and he basically said, you can build the bowl in my backyard. That's what they did, dug it all out by hand, and eventually the homeowner moved to Hawaii, and Mark bought the house, and then kind of the rest went on from there.
Grindline comes from a zine in Phoenix from this artist, Gavin Troy, who made a zine, you know, skate zine called Grindline. So one day Monk saw the zine, and he's like talking like he does, and sees zines, Grindline, what's this? I'm like, that's my buddy's, you know, skate zine. He's like, that's the name of our company, Grindline Skateparks. When we started Grindline, I was working for Vans, building skate parks and shopping malls. You know, I was buddies with Monk, and he always would tell me about how we're gonna be building parks and stuff, and I didn't really believe him because there was no skate parks being built at the time. One day I got a call, and he's like, I got it, I got our first park.
Orcas Island was the first skate park Grindline did with an actual contract and as a corporation, Grindline Skateparks, Inc. He did it with the famous ski photographer, Warren Miller, who spearheaded the project, was the community leader for that. And the Orcas Skate Park is still one of the greatest skate parks there is in the modern day skateboarding world, and people come from all over the world to still skate it.
It never really occurred to us that, like, this was gonna be our thing. It just was just kind of something that we did to have a place to skate. You know, we knew maybe not right away, but eventually this, you know, skate park thing was gonna blow up because people were really digging what we were doing.
So Mark was one of a kind, definitely. He was really driven, had tons of foresight and vision of what he wanted, and he was able to manifest it for sure.
Mark was mischievous, a leader. Always acted like he knew what he was doing no matter what, even when he didn't. I knew him pretty well. Like, I can still remember the last day I saw him.
In 2018, Mark tragically passed away unexpectedly. It was definitely a devastating blow to the company.
All of us never recovered from it, and it just actually, made us all work harder and just realize, let's make sure that we're fulfilling Mark's dreams, because he brought us all together.
It's nothing like skating something that you built. You got to be able to learn how to fail. If you're afraid to fail, then you'll never try anything. People are trying stuff all over the place, so they have these DIY spots, and we're all inspired by each other, and I'm inspired by people that are inspired.
Skate park starts with the advocates. So it takes people needing and wanting a skate park built in their community. So that's what we start with. That's who comes to us.
So this is a great little area, lots of room. It could spread out, it could be consolidated. We could fit our skate spot in here. The skate park's gonna be much quieter than the pickleball courts, so we're not gonna have to worry about that. Yeah. But this is also a great location.
Once we get the design project, then we move into community input, where we have public meetings with the community and ask what they want to see in their skate park.
Wanted to do is create a safe space for teens to be able to recreate, and it's theirs. No one's telling them how to use it, how not to use it, and it's theirs. And that's what youth need. Okay, let's go around the room. One thing everyone wants to see, I'm the worst rider.
Mini ramp, I think you could probably integrate that with some 12-inch tall ledge, something that's, a good size.
Is that fully is that 4 feet out of the ground?
Yes, but the way the contours of the site go, we're up about 4 feet over there.
And so I would vote for the more of those transitions and bowls, and so maybe having an area that has separate half pipe.
I'm the lead designer at Grindline Skateparks. I handle everything from the 3D modeling to the rendering, all the way down to the construction documents and the specifications for the project. I think one thing that stands out the most is this corner pocket with the cake stairs. You usually see it in more of a pool style bowl. And the best part is when we build them too, is even spots that are just like that don't really seem like they're much, the guys on the field will turn that into something special. It's also a really cool project too because it was very community involved. We went through several different phases to get this where it is. So this line represents all the pool coping. This is all steel coping around here. We know how to build them right.
Every job's a little different, but you show up, you put in the drain lines, and then you scrape the sod or whatever.
From there, we get into the more fine grading and really start to shape the terrain to look like a skate park. From there, it's formwork carpentry, steel fabrication, placement of rebar, and then the shotcrete and concrete placement and finishing.
Dig it, set it up, pour it, go to the next one. I'd say we're the leader in the design build side of things, being able to create what a community wants and executing it, and being creative in the process and helping skateboarding evolve.
We constructed the last two versions of the Seattle Center Skate Park. The park's located on a former piece of Broad Street that was abandoned when the tunnel was built.
I'm Kristen. I'm here at the Seattle Center Skate Plaza, and I am the executive director of Skate Like a Girl. I would say working with them over time has been pretty awesome. So if I saw things that were kind of getting built that didn't really line up with what the vision was, I had the ability to call them and work with them, and we were able to create some change orders to adjust the heights of obstacles, for instance, to match up the vision of what we had for the park. They're all skaters, they get it, and they really do listen to the community, and I feel like have adapted their designs and things like that over time.
Grindline is comprised of skateboarders themselves out there doing the work in the field, and that's advantageous because there's a lot of nuances in skate park construction where these things can't be captured on a sheet of paper. There's these complex radius curves and blends and things like that, and it really takes a skater's eye to understand how to blend those features so that a park skates well.
If you're going to design skate parks, you have to know skateboarding. You have to be a skateboarder to know exactly what's going to work. I think what makes Grindline stand out from other skate park companies is our bowls.
That was our signatures, put a lot of big bowls in the ground and have those as testaments to what vertical skateboarding is, and it's never going anywhere.
Grindline skate parks are special. They're always going to be super smooth. The transitions are always going to be really nice. If they're designing the park, it's going to be stuff that's fun to skate.
Being able to have a skate park with a variety of features has helped me develop my skill set to be a more well-rounded skater. And I think that most people would agree in the area.
We're going to do a ribbon cutting across here, and then John will lead off with a jump into the bowl. All right, you guys ready? Go. Grind line. Grind line, grind line. 2, 3.
Basketball court.
Skateboarding is like this international community, and Grindline is honored to be a large part of that community.
I've truly seen people of all different backgrounds, ages, gender, races, things like that, all come together and participate in a skate space, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Skateboarders are usually kind of outcasts. We don't really fit in, so it's really nice to be able to come to the skate park and meet people. This is just like a gathering space for everybody.
I meet a lot of people. Everybody is so nice in the community. They're so awesome and just loving. It's this whole community. It's a family.
It's a trip to see the scene explode. And when we first came out here, there was, there's lots of skaters, of course, but with nothing to skate, they just skate curbs and banks and whatever they find. And now they got an actual spot with lights to go to and skate every day, and their friends and the scene that they build, together. It's a good thing to be a part of course. They're there to stay, and there's no There's no going back from this point.
Yeah, ultimately, Grindline started with Mark's vision, and even though he's passed, we're still here carrying the torch and keeping the fire lit, and we're gonna carry on that vision.
I like this one. He didn't make it up, but he would always say it. It's written at Orcas. It's unbelievable what you can achieve and build as long as nobody's worried about getting the credit, by Mark Hubbard. That's what he'd always say.
Mark's ultimate vision was to be able to skate throughout the United States, from one side of the country to the other, and there'd be skate parks in between.